Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Self Care Sunday. I just wanted to take this time again to check in with you guys. Of course, we are in the last quarter of the year. Fall is typically the harvesting season. We're harvesting all the things that we planted and things like that. But I just also want to offer some encouragement that it's not too late to plant. And so, with that in mind, guys, I first want to check in with you first myself. I think I had shared on my Instagram here that I was creating a 300 list for Keep Kicking It Naturally. I have created a list for myself, my personal goals, 300. But then one day I got the idea. I was like, okay, as I want to grow Keep Kicking It Naturally brand and content and creation, I have to get like really serious about like goals for it. And I've heard a lot of life coaches, a lot of motivational speakers. They said like if your goals don't scare you just a little bit, you're probably aiming too low. And so I just want to encourage you guys out there who may be struggling and you're like, oh, I only want to do 20 goals. But I just want to encourage you to increase it to 50, increase it to 100, double wherever you're at. Because I know for me, I have found myself like growing exponentially just even in the language that I was using as I created these particular goals. It was the language was totally different. It went from like I want to accomplish to I want to create, I want to build. It took me 6 days to create that 300 list for Keep Kicking It Naturally, and some of this stuff scared me. Now, with that in mind, it's not to say you should try to accomplish all of this stuff, right? Um, and for that, I think I had 10-year span or something. But I keep in mind it's a guide for me. I may not get to some of those goals, but it keeps me on a pathway. It keeps me on a guide to let me know, okay, do I need to shift here? Do I need to move there? Do I need to come back a little bit? Because the other thing, as you think about growth, and this came to me today, as we grow, there is somebody else connected to your goals that you have. Because as we move from one space to another space, somebody else is coming into that space after you. And so you may never even meet this person. You may never even know the person. Or it could be somebody, connected to you. It could be a family member or something like that. But when we move and when we grow and when we, set those goals and aim a little bit higher, that opens up space for other people to move into the places that they're supposed to be too. And so when I thought about it that way, I was like, wow, it just pushed me and gave me more motivation and more inspiration. The storage space on my phone had filled up. So anyway, guys, so what I just wanted to say again is just take that opportunity for growth. Think about the spaces that you open up for other people as you grow, as you know, think beyond 20, think beyond 50 goals, and really push yourself. So I am transparent, especially when I'm on Keep Kicking It Naturally. I'm very transparent with you guys, or some transparency. I'm not going to say 100%. You don't need to know all the details of my life, but I try to be a little bit transparent. About 13 years ago, I went through a divorce, and that was my first husband. And as a single mom, I had to grow and shift and think in new ways, and there were certain things I wasn't going to compromise on, just so my kids can have like a quality lifestyle that they were used to. And I am so forever grateful to my support system, to like people who really poured into me during that time. And so I would not change that. I would not change the way that my growth happened. I always am very thankful that way. So anyway, so with this in mind in closing, I had shared with you guys just how my language had changed, right, in this 300 list. So this book is actually from 2017, just as I was thinking about grad school. I have so many of these journals. I recently bought this one that I'm just like putting things in for Keep Kicking It Naturally for Self-Care Sundays. In here, 2017. So this is from January 9th. So I like to like go back and share things. So this is from January 9th, 2017. I have my purple ink. It says, find what motivates you, develop your tools, and map a plan for your success. Here, today I started application for grad school. It seems like a scary time. I'm thinking, how will I accomplish this? And then I put, I can, I will, end of story. Okay. That was a scary goal, but I was like, okay, I can just like do really good with my bachelor's degree or whatever. People do really good with their bachelor's or even without degrees or whatever. Not even be in this one. But what is in this one is my 300 list for myself. And there's a lot of buy. There's some owning, some writing, some donating, giving, learning. But in years past, probably in my older journals, it was a lot of, I want to accomplish this. I want to do this. I want to be this. When I sat down and wrote this list, there's still some of the same language about, writing, visiting, buying. But I just looked through it and I was like, wow, there's a lot of creating. There's a lot of designing. There's a lot of building, starting, dedicating, donating, celebrating. Sometimes we don't celebrate, right? Let's see. Some statements of just like, don't quit. Don't be afraid to start over. Like, that's a goal. Don't be afraid to start over if you have to. A lot of being. Be confident. Be able to. Be open to. Devoting some time to things. Investing. Keeping. Aligning. Alignment is so important. Networking. Researching. So the language just changed. Supporting. So like supporting other people even in their goals, incorporating, and sometimes it repeats itself, because sometimes it's like the same goal but stated in a different way or something like that, like never giving up, especially, it can be don't be afraid or don't be afraid to start over. Adjusting. I just saw that. Adjusting, So the language changed as, I just started to think more. And I'm like, wow, like, because I'm like, okay, like, a lot of this stuff is starting to cross over with with my personal goals to keep kicking it naturally. And are they all the same? Is there differences in there? And there are. There are so many things that are the same. Then there's some things that are totally, totally different. Like I said, guys, I just want to encourage you that way, just to think about your goals, thinking about doubling them and not being scared, expand it. Think about the spaces that you're going to create for other people as you accomplish your goals, as you do those things that you want to do. You are attached and you are connected to other people's purpose. And, I think when you see it that way, it becomes more motivating and more inspirational to accomplish those things, because somebody's goal is connected to yours. All right, guys, have a great Sunday. Peace.